The Cottage from 2008, written and directed by Paul Andrew Williams, actively involved in many films, but none of which I'm familiar with, so I can't really comment on that. So, cast here,
Andy Serkis is a human.
as a human named David.
No CG.
No CG. Doug Bradley's in this movie
Doug Bradley.
as a villager with a dog. I'd like to see him in more shit, I'll tell you what. If you don't know who Doug Bradley is, he's Hellraiser. Or is that Pinhead? Do they call him Pinhead?
Just call him Hellraiser.
Let's call him Hellraiser.
The last book, I think they called him Hell Priest.
The guy that plays the farmer, the murderer of this movie, is Dave Legino. He passed away from a heat stroke in 2014 from hiking, so watch out there, guys. It's not safe.
Stay hydrated.
It's pretty cold these days, though. So
He actually had a fulfilling career, though. This wasn't his highlight. He was a main, like a big character in the Harry Potter films, and he had an MMA career. So R.I.P. Dave Legino. I don't know why I'm taking an aside to fucking mention that. But
Frank thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Got dark. No, that's sad.
Yeah. The summary for this movie.
I like how you got to tell Frank how to feel emotions. No, Frank, no, that's sad, not funny. We gotta keep cue cards in here and hold them up for every time Frank's feeling the wrong emotion.
We got to take a break.
I need some counseling.
Pull yourself together.
The summary for this movie. In a remote part of the countryside, a bungled kidnapping turns into a living nightmare for four central characters when they cross paths with a psychopathic farmer and all hell breaks loose. And the girl you want to see her tits, don't show them, so don't get excited, guys. All movie, man. All fucking movie. I'm waiting. They cut her head in
It's
half.
clear
What I base everything on.
why she got cast.
Yeah.
Well, at least that helped anyway.
But she had a...
I thought she was really good in the movie.
She was.
She is a good actress.
Angry, foul mouth.
She beats the crap out of one of the brothers. It
She
seems
calls-
like the entire movie.
She calls everyone a cunt through the whole movie.
And
and
let's
Yeah,
be
she's
clear,
a good kid.
this is a horror comedy.
Yeah. It is not really nice to see Andy Serkis as not a monster or a troll or a thing that's CGI.
It's just Andy Serkis as a human.
Just out of my own personal interest, I wondered how much is he worth, because his credits on IMDb are like, he's in fucking everything, man. Anything that makes a noise, he probably does the voice of it or whatever, $28 million. Good
You
job.
can't put a price tag on Andy Serkis.
No, you
So
can't.
we have
But $28 million.
four people who kidnap this girl. They want, was it $100,000? Like it ain't a lot.
$100,000.
Wasn't it? 3 people.
Andy
Didn't have
Serkis
four.
has his brother in
Well,
on it.
no, three. Yes, what did
Yeah,
I
it's
say?
three.
Four?
Yeah.
Three.
Andy Serkis has his brother in on it because they split a house. They have a house that their mom had that she left to both of them before they died. His brother is not the criminal type, so Andy Serkis has got him in on it under the assumption that he'll give him his half of the house after this is all go down. The girl they kidnapped is like a mob boss's daughter.
She's just a badass, really.
So
And the guy that's helps the brother helps the brothers kidnap this girl is the stepbrother of the girl.
yes, and he's a big dummy.
Yes.
And so, in a comical way, the kidnapping goes wrong. The girl gets loose and kidnaps Andy Serkis's brother. They
Turns the table.
and they run off through the
Flips a
woods and
bitch.
end up at a farmhouse of a guy who is apparently in a machete accident. If the news clippings are, they don't really get into the killer very much. He's a mangled looking dude that kills people, has a bunch of severed heads in his
Great
basement.
character. Great character.
Yeah, just
bad
enough.
makeup,
You
though.
know, at one point he was normal and looked like he was getting married. I'm guessing the mutilation ruined his life. I don't know. He kills people now, is what he does, and keeps their body parts.
I thought that I never really know. I've seen Andy Serkis in other stuff before, but I never noticed how much he looks like Gary Sinise. He looks like they could be brothers, and I'm thinking they really need to make like a Gary Sinise, Andy Serkis buddy cop, or not buddy cop. Maybe they're criminals. They're on the run from a crime they didn't commit. On acid. Well, I don't know. It came to my mind that I would like to see that. I looked up the. Have you ever looked at the parental guide on IMDb?
No.
For any of these movies, where it lists off like I do it if I'm wanting to watch a movie with my kids, I'll check it out. A lot of times I'll break down. I'm like, that's all right. Police Academy does have a blowjob scene in it, but I did it for
You've
this.
got to learn sometime.
Yeah, I did it for this movie. Took it to the parental guide on IMDb for violence and gore, just the violence and gore part. A woman's head is ripped in two with a shovel. A man's nose is broken. A man is stabbed in the leg with a pickaxe. A man's foot is cut in two with a shovel. A man is stabbed in the crotch with a knife. The antagonist cuts into a body's back with a knife off screen.
Yep, he yanks the spine out with the head.
And you hear the noise and see some blood spurt and rips the head off of his vertebrae column, Jesus, in silhouette. The head and vertebral column is later thrown through a window by the antagonist. A man is stabbed through the chest with a pickaxe. A man is strangled with a rope. A man is eaten alive off screen. That's all.
That's okay for a kid. I mean,
I like how deep the description goes on that whole scene where he tears the head off.
Yeah, I think everything in this movie is really solid. It's a horror comedy. It's a really good horror comedy. The comedy is really good.
It's written really well.
And it has slasher. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a comedy slasher.
Yeah,
so it also has
it's very
the slasher element.
Hatchet, Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Definitely
is the
Hatchet.
storyline. Just those two kind of smashed together, and then you got this kidnapping. The actors in it, I mean, not all of them you would say are like, oh, amazing actors, but it's comedy. I mean,
Yeah,
they
the one
nail
dude-
the timing of everyone is perfect.
The brothers the chemistry between the brothers are great.
Everyone,
the one brother was in Shaun of the Dead. You remember that scene when the two groups are passing? The nerdy dude, his opposite. That's who that guy is. That was like they credited it on the back of the DVD that he's in Shaun of the Dead. That's his character. He's only in it for like 30 seconds.
pretty much everyone in this movie is funny. Has funny elements to their character, and they all nail them.
The power dynamic between the two brothers, where he always lights his cigarette for him, like little shit like that.
Yeah,
character choices.
one's a badass and one's a little bitch.
Yeah.
Like
and
they're complete opposites, and they work great together.
yeah, the chick beats up the one brother through the whole movie.
Yeah,
the whole movie smacks
Breaks
the
his
fuck out of
It
him.
jaw.
seems like the entire movie she's beating.
When she dislocates his jaw, that is so fucking funny because he can barely talk.
But and Frank pretty much told you all the kills, the effects in it. It's practical effects. They're all really good. Lots of rooms with body parts. The comedy all sticks in the right place. I found this movie. It was one of those black sheep buys that I did. Just walking around Walmart. It was in a bin for $5. I saw it and said, "What the shit? I'll go ahead and buy it." I bought it and got home, and it was just. This movie always has a special place for me anytime you get those magic buys.
Oh yeah,
Where you have no idea what
that's
you're
what
getting.
Slither was for me.
You have no idea what you're getting. You get home, you put
Blind
it in,
buys.
and all of a sudden, like you've got a new great movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I chose this one.
Yeah,
This
I
time.
thought
It's
the
just-
soundtrack had a perfect tone. It was like kind of like The Burbs a little bit, and it was filmed like a Hatchet movie. I thought the farmer looked a lot like Fire Marshal Bill from In Living Color, which I liked. I can't help but say that I do. He was the only thing I thought could use some work. All the kill scenes were fucking fantastic. When he cuts that dude's foot in half, when he cuts that chick's head in half.
Yeah, practical effects are great.
I don't understand the cannibal women in the basement, but
I think you're just supposed to assume it's people he's locked up.
and I would have been fine with anything. I just I'm glad that nobody makes it out alive in this. You don't get that a lot of times. And
Yeah.
it's, and the scene after the credits is just hopefully they're going to have a sequel. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
I don't think
it's going to happen.
It's been about a decade. I don't see that coming.
Yeah, I rated this one high.
But yeah, there's a scene at the end of the credits. So make sure to get through the
Watch
credits.
it or not. It doesn't matter.
Way before Marvel. Was that way before Marvel? When Marvel start doing stuff?
A long time ago, though, if you technically
knows?
count like the original Punisher movie. Or,
No, I mean when they start doing like the Iron Man. When it was Iron Man.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Around
whatever.
This time. I gave it a 9 though.
Yeah, so do I. I give it a 9. This is about as perfect as a horror comedy as you can get. I think the only thing that stops it from being a 10 is as a horror comedy, it doesn't go over the top, violence wise. And not that it's underplayed, but like I think of Black Sheep and Dead Alive as really perfect horror comedies, and the violence.
Tone of this reminded me of Cemetery Man or something like that. It's like,
yeah, you don't run into any stupid. Okay, now we're going to kill 15 people all at once in this ridiculous kind of way.
What'd you give it, Jason?
Well, I gave it a 7. I thought the acting was good. The monster looked okay. The practical effects were good. Even the music even helped it move along in some places, because I thought that I thought it was a little slow sometimes. I thought the pacing was a bit off. Like I would have liked to have seen more of the monster portion of it. Like they spent a lot of time just in a kitchen, and it's not necessarily bad because again, them two together is good. So 7.
Hey, did you hear about that awesome punk rock show that we went to last night? Yeah, what happened? Well, craziest damn thing, dude took all of his clothes off. Yeah, that's not even it though. Hold on.
Seen his bare dick?
We stayed there. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I would leave. Not us, dude. It's a punk rock show. Well, next thing happened, dude fucking shits on the floor. I'm like, what? And then he pisses on it. And then he rolls around in it. And I'm like, this is getting crazy. But we stayed. And then the guy started spitting at us and calling us cunts. And you know what? We fucking stayed. Because that's what punk rockers do. And then, you know what broke the camel's back for me? He hit my wife. He hit her right in the face with his shit hand. And then she had shit all over her, blood all over her, and we had to leave. Good show, though. You should check out his album.
After the movie's over, people are applauding. They're like, yes, what a statement. And they're like, Randy, what did you think as the man on the street? And I was like, oh, could use more tits. It's my personal preference.
I say that everywhere I go. How's a salad bar? Could you use more tits?
Could use more tits.
Which is a commentary on society because you can't say that anymore.
Yeah. Tits or salad bar?
Either one. It's a tricky thing. You can only say stuff in the private.
It's not salad bar anymore, Jeff. It's homogenized homegrown fruit choices.
Exactly.
A lot of the actors' dialogue in this movie is them telling you very specifically and flatly what they are doing at that point.
Right.
Like, oh, you're stabbing me. You're killing me with a knife. And then they'll turn the tables in the fight and be like, oh, now you're killing me with a knife.
We shot the same place. You should let me see the tag.
Or when they go to do stuff.
Yeah, those guys are good. Those are good actors. You can put them in anything.
Your shirt was $4.99 too? I'm looking at the tag right now, $4.99.
So it is. I guess we both shop at the same place, huh?
My shirt was also $4.99.
Both our shirts were $4.99.
You're right, fuck. Both our shirts were $4.99.
So, make a wish.
Well, why are you getting so repetitious?
Alpha Entertainment, run by Vince McMahon, is bringing back the XFL. Yes, the Extreme Football League is making a return to TV in 2020. He's going to take another swing at it with XFL, The Revenge. I know that's not the name, I'm just saying I think it'd be funny if it was. You're going to find hard-hitting action and required patriotism. So, that's a thing. I don't know. Will it work? Who knows? Could. If it does, you got to look out for WBF Junior and IcoPro Light, which only gives you a little diarrhea.
Mick Foley was ejected. You know who Mick Foley is, right?
Oh, yeah, wrestler.
Yeah, Mankind. Who else was he? Cactus Jack.
Was that the one with the sock puppet?
Yeah, Dude Love. All those characters. He was ejected from a wing bowl eating contest Friday after stuffing uneaten chicken wings into his fanny pack.
Is he that broke? That's sad, man.
Let's see, I had a quote from him here. He was evidently a celebrity guest at this event, and he said he didn't want that to be his legacy. So he stretched the rules. He didn't want to lose, so he didn't want that to be his legacy. So I stretched the rules. I thought people would appreciate that right here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So evidently he thinks that Philly's full of cheaters.
That's hilarious, man.
You'll have to Google it. Well, I put the picture up a still from him shoving them in his fanny pack. It must have been broadcast on like a jumbotron type of deal, or like a replay thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Like a scoreboard. It was clearly a scoreboard video screen that they had replayed this on, and somebody took a still shot of it. Oh my god. Fanny packs.
He was.
Who's a
back
current
in-
teen idol?
God, it's not even Justin Bieber anymore. I don't know.
Scott Wolf?
I don't know. Okay. Was Zac Efron for a minute, but I don't think it is anymore.
No, I think he's an old man now.
I don't know.
I think he's a really old man now.
There's
really
no
old.
more. I don't know him.
There's no more cute boys anymore. JTT, baby. No one will ever reach his fame.
God damn it! What is he doing nowadays?
I think he just went to. He's like, well, I've made a bunch of fucking. I made a bunch of fucking movies and TV shows. I'm gonna go to college.
He had one with Chevy Chase, didn't he?
Man of the House.
Is that it?
Man of the House, yeah.
Wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad.
Good.
Wasn't bad, but
I guess when I was that age, though.
that's one of those ones like you'd have to rewatch it to decide for yourself as an adult person. When's the last time you watched that?
That's true. Was he in Wild America?
Yeah, I think so. And Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer.
Oh yeah, see?
Yeah, man, JTT.
JTT. I thought you were just talking about Justin Timberlake, because that would have been. But you added the other T.
Yeah,
JTT.
he's an old man now too. We're all getting old. It's crazy.